Hey guys, so in this episode of the Classic American Muscle Car, we're going to kind of look at Chevelles.
Welcome to the Classic American Muscle Car Series, hosted by Sean Dever.
I'm Sean. So we're going to take a quick look at some Chevelles and how the Chevelle came to be. So a couple things. There's basically, let's see, one, two, three, there's four generation of Malibu Chevelles. The first generation started in '64. So this is a 60, I want to say 64, yep, 64 Chevelle SS. This is got a 6-speed transmission, an LS engine, a V8 LS, only 482 miles since it was rebuilt. It's all black, it's a gorgeous car. So it's called an SS, and it has Super Sport Malibu SS on the back. I don't know if it's an SS for real, but it could be a clone, but it doesn't say it's a clone, it says it's a real one. So nice custom shifter in there, sport gauge package on the dashboard, really beautiful interior, everything matches red and black. So I love how the paint on these, the metal paint is right here. So you have red and black with a black super straight body, nice wheels. So they're kind of like a modern throwback. So beautiful, beautiful car. Now this is a '64. It's been customized a little bit because they've cleaned up the front end. But this is a '64. This is El Camino, but the front end body is basically the same. And as you can see, one of the ways to tell is the way the grille basically buries the headlights. You don't have your turn signals as close. There are still 4 headlights. The one thing with a '64, and this is for a '64 El Camino, the hoods for '64s only fit '64 El Caminos. I know that because I've had some people send me requests, hey, if you know where 64 El Camino is, can you get us the hood? So, which I can't, because this is the only one I see with a good hood. But the '64 Chevelle and El Camino have the same front end. It's very flat, very business-like. Reminds you a lot of the '63 and '64 Bel Air. Hey guys, how you doing? We're right next to a 19, I think it's a 65 Chevelle. Looks like it's a day 2 car. It's got some stuff hot rodded on it, but for the most part, it looks pretty original. 4-speed car, couple extra gauges. Love that dashboard, all chrome. Looks like it had a vinyl roof at one time. Had the vinyl roof at one time because the trim piece is missing. So it's a Chevy Malibu. So as a Chevy Malibu, like I said, it's really a day 2 car that looks like it probably would have in high school in 1980. So it has 350 on the side, but we all know that that doesn't really mean anything. Let's take a look inside the driver's compartment. Love the Mack Trucks floor. Ooh, the old 230 6-cylinder. It's a 3-door. What is a 3-door? Is this yours? So did somebody remove one and then just got tired of doing it and said, screw it, I'm just leaving it the way it is?
Wanted to make a 3-door car.
He meant to do one side.
You wanted to make it a 3-door.
So this is another thing with the cops. You can drive by at 100 miles an hour. They call a 4-door sedan, then you just turn around, you drive by and you wave. There's some dude with a 4-door flying.
Well,
it's not.
I got a 2-door sedan door and bolted it on the jam.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I got the proper quarter panel to extend.
Fill in the space. Because if you look from that post over to the other post, you can see the difference in the post.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay, so he actually has a 2-door,
Yeah.
a door. So, okay.
He took an actual 2-door side and molded it into a 4-door body.
All right. So this was originally a 4-door car. And as you can see, he made this side, which you're doing with a lot of 57 Chevys. We've seen that. So he did a really beautiful job of making this a 2-door. But then on this side, and there's the book, it's a 4-door. I don't have words. I'm not really sure. Like this is a 66 here. So a 66, 64, 62, 66 are kind of boxy. They started out as the Malibu and the Chevelle was an upgrade. They also had 300 and some other body styles. And so if we look at the, this is a 66. They also came in the El Camino. The Super Sport models had a big block in them. Super Sports also had the hood scoops in them. They're not really scoops, but they had the SS hood, more or less. They were 4 speeds, and similar to this one, they all were 2 doors. There was 4 doors. There was also station wagons. But for the first generation, and this is a beautiful 66 427 version right here. They're very a boxy type car, full frames. Now we're gonna go look real quick. So this is a 66, and if you look at the front, it's got a lot of the rounded edges on it. It's not as sharp. You start to see the headlights set back a little bit. The 67, the body style changed a little bit, and in fact we'll put on some 67s. You're going to see them. Another Super Sport Chevelle. This is a 396 car right here. 67. 1967 Resto Mod SS Chevelle. All right, guys. We've got a 67 Chevy Chevelle SS 396 V8 4-speed red and black factory SS 396 2-owner car, low mile chassis. It has a 408 cubic inch big block V8, 088 cam, Dana 60. This is a race car, and it has been raced, as you can tell as you look at the hood. This thing has had some runs down a track. Sansgoni, engine by Sansgoni. Stilling Arctic. Look at this on the inside. This thing is all about going straight really fast. Really nice car. All about going straight really fast. It's got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-point roll cage in it. 4-speed. Actually, more than that, because it's got the release right there. Obviously, it has some body issues because it's a race car. So you're going to have some cracking at stress points. You're going to have cracking at stress points there. So lettering, Mr. J & Co. Custom paint by Rivs. And there you go. So this thing was definitely a track car. Mother's Performance Center's track car. MP comp. And it has been sitting away in a garage. Let's take a look. Competing in many less than legal street races. It has been tucked away since 1976. So this has been sitting in a garage since 1976. And it is sweet looking. It has not been restored. So this is what it looked like when it was racing in 1976. Very cool. Very nice car. So the 67 has they start to get a little bit more streamlined. And then as we get into the 68, so here's a 68 convertible right here. This is a SS 396 68 convertible. And this is a 68 hardtop right here. So suddenly the 68, if we look at the 68, this is basically getting into second generation Chevelles because they got a whole new body. They've got a whole new back end. They've kind of got like a soda bottle kind of look to them, fastback look. There's the 66. Here's a 68. As you can tell, they were pretty boxy. Now you got a lot of round curves on here. GM did this. They did the Skylark, the 442, the GTO all started getting this this rounded small trunk raked look in the back. Now, one of the ways to tell a 68 from a 69, 68 still had these thin bar taillights on them, but when you got into the 69s, you got a large light in the tail light. But when you got up the front, the grills to the 68 and the 69 look very, very similar. Now, the turn signals are a little different. A little bit of different body fender style, but the biggest way, the easiest way, is just looking at the tail lights of a 68 and a 69. They're going to tell you the difference. The SS went into big blocks. They still had the big blocks from the 67, 66s, 65s. This is a big block 454. I don't remember if they had the 454. I don't think they had a 454 for the 68s. This is probably a transplant. They should be 396s. And then from the 69 body style, they went into the iconic body style, which if you've watched my channel for the last couple of years, you'll see a gold 70 Chevelle at the end, and that was my high school car. And so here's a 70. So if we're looking at the front, so the 70 went to the plastic fiberglass housings for the headlights at that time. They went to a different grille. Obviously different hood. And then if you went to the back, they went to these tail lights here, which were square. Now there's two, for a 70, there's gonna be two different tail lights. There's one that has a reverse light in it, one that did not. And it just depends on what part of the year they were built. Now the other thing is, if we look here, the SS bumper for 70 has this rubber SS grommet on it, even though this one here, this is a regular Chevelle, this is not an SS, and it has the chrome bumper across the back. Now this shows SS, this shows cowl induction hood, that shows cowl induction hood, but that bumper is usually a giveaway. So inside, the SS's would have they would have the round gauges, and the non-SS's will have a square gauge on there, SS door panels, SS steering wheel. But of course, like I said, the biggest thing with these are one-off years with the headlight in a metal, I don't know if it was metal or, it's not fiberglass, but it's kind of a weird metal. I don't even know what it is. But it's like a metal that chips, because mine was chipped. Housed piece right here. Now this is a 454, there's a 450 horsepower. There was also the 475 horsepower 454 as well. And this is the lower horsepower 454. Alright guys, so here's another 70 Chevelle, SS, it says SS. It's a 396. So one of the things is on the Chevelles and other big blocks, but most, I know for a fact the Chevelle big blocks in the 70s, they would have a chrome, you would get the chrome valve cover. Now this obviously is not, it's got a different intake than stuff, but don't let a chrome valve cover let you know that it's not real. But here's something, this is a cowl induction hood. Now you did not have to get a cowl induction hood with the SS and 70. This has a cowl induction hood, but it does not have the cowl induction built in, so it's just basically a high-rise hood. And if we look inside, it has the Sport or SS dashboard in it, but does not have any SS markings in it. It just has a big block in it. They put an SS grille on it. It does have an SS bumper on the back. It's one of the problems, and there's some people online that you can see when you're looking to buy, especially the 70s now, because they went so much up in value that the majority of the ones you see are not real SS's. But I love the styling. I love the automatic in there. I used to call it an 8 shifter. I don't know what everybody calls it. What do you guys call it? I called it an 8 shifter. I don't know why I called it an 8 shifter, but the automatics had that shifter in it. And then you got into there's another one, and that's a leftover because they also had them in the 68s and the 69s. or you could get the 4-speed right there. So you could get a 4-speed with a console. There were SS's that didn't come with console. In fact, if you were going to use it for racing, you would usually get the bench seat, because the bench seat was lighter than having the 2 bucket seats. So, all right. Favorite car of all time, what is it? We all know what it is for me. It is the 70 Chevelle. I've owned one before they were popular, back in the 80s is when I got mine. I never paid over $2,000 for the 3 different ones I own. SS 454. Black, white rims, aftermarket wheels. So, the VIN number 13637A175-317. There you go, guys. It's a big block 454 V8, turbo hydromatic 400, 12-bolt rear, 20-inch mags. And it has 29,000 miles. It's a black on black car. I gave you the VIN. If you want to look that up, you can. Black on black, bench seat, automatic. On the column. I don't know if it's an original SS. It does not state that it is a clone, so it just states SS. So I don't know if it's a real SS or a clone. I'd have to look up that VIN number, which I can. Let's see. It does have SS. It does have an SS dashboard. It's got the SS door panels and some other aftermarket stuff. It does have a TAC, 7,000 RPM, or yeah, 7,000 RPM TAC. So we'll have to look and see what engine actually this was. All right, so then after 70, the 2 other second generation Chevelles are the 71 and 72. Now here's a 71, and a lot of the stuff looks a lot of the same. From the side it would be real hard to tell. From the back it's real easy. The 71 and 72s both had round taillights. Okay, now this is the Chevelle. This is a Chevelle, but not an SS. Doesn't try to be an SS anywhere. And here's the dashboard that we've talked about. So your standard Chevelle has just a squared rectangular dashboard right there. So if it's an SS, it's going to have the round dials, but this one just has a regular, and as you can see, it says Malibu on the doors. Now somebody put a hood on here, like the cowl induction hood with no cowl induction going through it, and that's fine. Now, one of the things, if you're trying to figure out just by looking real fast, easiest way to tell a 71 from a 72, 71s have this painted split in the turn lights right there. They have a painted split in the turn lights. Okay, so if we're looking at the front, painted split in the turn lights, single light. Let's go over and look at a 72. 72 has the full glass on either side. So the 72 has the full glass on either side. The 71 has the color split. That's one of the easiest ways externally to see if it's a 71 or 72. Other than that, there's a couple different things that you get, small things you can see. This one is got the bench seat. It's an automatic, and yet it still has the SS round gauges in it. So this could be an SS. It's got the SS steering wheel. And of course, the tail lights. You've got the tail lights, which are round. Right there. Next to it is a beautiful Chevelle, a 71 Chevelle. This has a 350 V8 4-speed automatic, red and black. Beautiful car. Are those the original seats? They don't look like Chevelle seats to me. Are they Chevelle seats? Because they don't seem like they're Chevelle buckets, but they might be, guys. They seem a lot smaller than So it says Pro Car seats, so I think they are smaller. There's the center console. Is an automatic car. Different gauge package. That's not obvious an original dashboard. So somebody may have done a lot of customization. As you can tell, the wheels are not correct wheels. It's a beautiful car. It's a very nice car. It's the right color. Has a really cool stance. It is not an SS. So then after 72, we went to a 73 Laguna. We've had one on, or the 73. We've had a couple of those on. I'm going to show you some video now. All right, so here's the 3rd generation Chevelle. So this here Chevelle had the big plastic nose. This is a 454 version. So this had a 454, but it wasn't the same as the LS6 and the LS5. It was a 454 with a lot of stuff on it to keep smog down. This is a Laguna version. So they also had an SS big block version of the El Camino, which shared the nose. So this has the whole fiberglass nose. I don't know if it's fiberglass, but it's not metal, put it that way. So it had a fiberglass nose section. It had the now what was required safety bumper in there. It had a 454. And as we go back here, this one looks like it has a power seats in it. However, the other one you're going to see here real quick has the green one that we found up in Pennsylvania that had the seats that turn. They turned open, so you can open the door, turn your seat, and pop out. So this one here does not have the round speedometer and other instrumentation. It has the corner glass here. Does not have the covers for the corner glass. And this one did share the round back lights of the 72 and the 71. Now later on they went to a square rectangular light, but this one here, which I believe is a 73, I can't tell, let's see, 73, yeah. So 73 Laguna, so this was the 1st generation. This lasted until about, I think 77. This one was the body style that was raced in NASCAR. And we built a model of that on the channel as well. But these are now coming into their own. For some reason, to me, they're a lot more rare. You don't see a lot of these. We've rarely found any when we've been in junkyards or anything around the country. But that is the 3rd generation of the Chevelle. All right, guys. Now here's a car that's not in the public eye, but it's a pretty cool car, and we're going to show it to you. I don't think we've ever actually had one that was in good shape that you could identify it. We've seen a couple of these at the racetrack, the drag track, but never one that was actually painted other than primer. So we've got a real SS 73. Is this the Laguna, or what they called the Laguna? Or it is a Chevelle. Okay, so it's a Chevelle SS 70. I know we've never had a 73 Chevelle SS.
Last year, big block car.
And this is probably what, the 454, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, these came with 454.
2-owner car.
Wow, 2-owner car. This has never been on video to anybody's knowledge. So, and Now that doesn't even look like, it looks like the original engine, even down to the valve covers, because the 454s came with these chrome valve covers.
Original motor, different air cleaner.
Right.
Original motor.
Wow. And this came with the power brakes.
Power brakes, disc, no AC
So-
car.
No AC, 2 horns, which is strange. Wow, AC delete. So somebody bought this, and then one, is this the original paint, you think, or?
I think it's been painted once.
Okay, probably original,
The original color.
Yeah, and it's got period, what are these, period correct SS's? Oh, they're the American Racing.
Swivel buckets.
Oh, yeah, guys. Well, look at, yeah, because the paint looks, I mean, it may have been repainted, but it had to be years ago.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, because this looks
Original
like
interior.
original ivory interior. Wow, look at this. Guys, I don't think we've ever seen one that's in this shape, and I don't think I've seen them even in the private collections that we have. And it's got the big post windows now. Some of them would come, I think it was the Lagunas that had the different front end, because
The Le Mans and
Yeah.
the Lagunas
had the
vents.
Viper, or the things here, and they had a different nose.
Yes.
So this is definitely, and this is the original interior, because nobody recreates a seat like that. So, but look at that, and it's got the original gauge package, and it's an automatic on the automatic console car. Wow, look at that. And then these are swivel seats, guys. We've seen them before where you sit in them and they just turn to the side. Never really understood the point of the swivel seat unless you had a gut like mine. But
Not even sure how that works.
yeah,
They work.
they work, but you can tell it is. I wonder if the swivel seats were heavier or light. There you go. So that was a swivel seat.
That's for ladies in skirts.
That's what it is, ladies in skirts.
That's it.
So, or really heavy-set old race car
Big old
drivers
people.
that just don't want to go and make the old man sound getting out. But look at that, and look at this. This has more stuffing in it than if you took all the seats in a Honda.
Oh, absolutely.
And there's more stuffing. This thing here, you could put a TV set up here and relax in this, and it would be as comfortable as your living room. But look at that. That is cool. This is a cool car. So, and the SS on the doors. These are giant doors too.
Yeah,
So-
not as big as the Monte Carlos,
No.
but comparable.
But big. Look at that. This is a,
Got the 454.
Cool. yeah, this is, oh, and now is that the original block, do you know, or you don't know?
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
original motor.
So the whole original motor. And then this was the year that they had the round lights, because then after this, they went to,
I guess they were all. I'm not a big Chevy.
I don't know, I think they went to, after that, I think they went to the double square ones for a while.
W470.
But if you look up here, look at the date. Now, in Florida, we don't have inspections, so you could drive our bucket with an engine and as long as you have turn signals and headlights. But 01, so this thing hasn't been inspected since 2001. So this has been sitting, I don't know if it's been sitting here. Does he take it to shows or anything? or- Okay,
But
so
it's pretty much been parked since 01.
it's been parked for almost 21 years. Look at that thing, 21 years it just sits here. And obviously we can't tell you where it is, and we're not going to, but this is the kind of stuff where when we say hidden in plain sight, thousands of people drive past where these things are hidden, and they're here. And the nice thing is you get to see them, but they still stay hidden, so nobody can mess with them. But the owner gets to brag a little bit about seeing the car, because that's why you keep a car like this nice, is because you're proud of it and you want it to stay that way, and you want it to protect the history. And so now we get to see the history of it, and this car now lives forever.
We're just
So,
caretakers.
yeah, we're just caretakers till the next person comes in, and hopefully they don't mess it up. So, and at least this one may be driven because it's not a stick shift, so it doesn't, so people still know how to drive them.
I drove back, I don't know,
That thing's got to have some
4
muscle.
or 5 months ago. I put brakes on. I had to put a master cylinder.
Now,
That went away.
do you know if they came with posies or rears?
That's a positive.
Do you know what the gearing is?
Not a clue.
But you've driven it. Does it snap the head back a little bit?
It got some power. I mean, they weren't the most high performance.
Well,
74, but
right.
it's still a big block.
But it's still
got torque.
It's still got torque.
It's still got
It could
torque.
still pull a wall down if you put a chain to it. But yeah, and this was the big Chevelle. And guys, these things now, these things were pretty much overlooked for a long time because of the 70s and the 68s. But now that 70s cost more than your house, you could still buy these for less than a garage. Maybe not this one, because this one is crazy, nice, perfect with all the stuff you want. But you guys can get this body type of Chevelle still for less than a house.
Yeah, they're still out there.
Yeah, and this thing is like, look at this, period correct from the wheels on up. So very cool. Well, thanks, man. This is a 73 Laguna, I believe it's 73, but it's the third generation Chevelle Malibu, and this one was in Pennsylvania that we found. But we're trying to look at the Chevelles in this video, and so that's just some interesting things. We're gonna put some little tidbits up, but here, enjoy some more of the Chevelles that we have found everywhere from Junkyards to racetracks to car shows. And I hope you enjoy it. And if you like this, stay tuned for our Camaro, our GTO, our Nova / Chevy 2 / we also have a Shelby one coming up. So stay tuned if you like these little short walk down memory lane type of videos. Should they subscribe to this channel even if they don't like cars today for this one?
Probably just for this one.